Hi everyone, I'm out here in front of the Wood Sound shop, and I just want to give you all a taste of what's happening here at the shop and what we're doing. The first thing I want to tell you about, I'm so excited to get this done, but this big box right here, this huge box, is actually a vacuum system. It's got a 10-horse motor in it. It's got these great big filters here that there's like 6 of those big filters, and so this box is going to be mounted. You can see we prepped for a cement pad right here. The temperature dropped, and so we were unable to pour the pad yet, but we're going to pour a pad of cement into this space, and that box over there is going to be mounted right in here. Right next to it will be a cyclone separator, and we'll pull air out of the shop, and it'll basically be a vacuum system right at every station. We'll pull all of that out through the shop, run it through the cyclone separator, and then run it through this filtration system, and then actually pump that warm air or cool air right back into the shop. The goal with all this is to create a dust-free shop, and I am super excited about this. Something I've been wanting to do for a long time. In fact, I've been wanting to make a cyclone separator ever since I graduated from chemical engineering. We've got some wood that's out here, and these old plastic bins are what we used to stack some of our wood in. We're in the process still of doing some organization inside. Gosh, this piece right here is some Osage orange from Texas. In fact, before we go in the shop, I'll show you another thing that's really awesome. I haven't told anybody about this yet, but look at this. This is awesome. So one of our clients brought up some logs of cedar. This is all eastern cedar. Well, it's from Texas actually, and they brought this up to us, and I took it down and had it milled on a local mill here, and then this wood, I got these boards back in oh gosh, Oregon, I guess, and it's a big log of myrtle burl, and I'll try to get some of this out, some of these small pieces out, so you can see, well, get a little bit of an idea what that's going to look like, and then we've got this Osage orange, which is awesome. I'm so excited for the Osage orange. I think we're actually going to take the Grenadillo Classic out of the Classic line and replace it with an Osage orange Classic, because I actually have another pallet of wood still down at the mill, and it's got a whole bunch more Osage orange. It's got some Norfolk pitch pine on it. I don't see the Norfolk pine. All of these are Osage. This is some honey locust. So this is another piece that come springtime I'll be milling this up. It's a stump of walnut, and that's Sancho. He used to be called Suki until my daughter came home and she named him Sancho. He's the best cat. Anyway, so we've got so many cool things happening around here. It's a little bit frustrating for me at this point because we're still not moving quite as fast as I would like us to move, and that's kind of one of the reasons I wanted to show you all this video, so you understood what we were working on, the different kinds of things that are happening in the shop, and how we're really staging ourselves for a whole new growth point for Wood Sounds Flute. We're you know, my goals for this year are vastly different than they've ever been before, and I believe that we now have the people that will allow us to really go into that growth phase that I'm wanting us to have. And so I'm excited to introduce you to the guys. One of our employees is not here today. He is our resident engineer, and other than me, and he's studying mechanical engineering at the university already. He's studied a lot about, I guess he's actually doing manufacturing engineering because he's been studying lean engineering, which is one of the important ways of organizing a shop so that it produces a better quality in less time than it would have otherwise. And so that's really what we're working towards here. It's a lot of effort to get it all staged and ready to go, but once it is, we should just be growing and being able to produce in ways that we just haven't been able to before. So I'm super excited about it. Let's introduce you to some people. This I gotta just show you this. It's so awesome. This is a log of yew burl, and these little burls, they don't go all the way into the log, but they kind of are just on the surface. And when you get them in the flute, they're just so awesome. But I cut the top of it off, and we're using that to make flutes. And then the rest of it, I just thought, oh man, I just gonna leave it here as a decoration because it's so freaking awesome. Anyways, let me introduce you to Nathan Twitchell. Hey Nate, how you doing?
Pretty good.
Good. Hey, so tell me what you're doing here, man.
So right now I'm carving a fox for the February Flute of the Month. It's still in process, so it's kind of hard to see what it'll become. But it's pretty neat once it's done. Yeah.
So that's a spoiler right there. A little spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Down below this video, you're going to see the details on this fox. And one of the things the thing that I actually love the most is this little guy right here. And this is I can't see it right there, but this little fella is going to end up being. Can you bring it up here? He'll end up being down in here. It's not quite right, is it? Is that the right direction? Probably.
Yeah, I think so.
Anyways, it goes inside the little fox like that, and that will be the baby kits that the mama is surrounding. And you'll see all this in the Flute of the Month for February. It's called Anticipation, A Quiet Winter's Day. And the reason that it's called Anticipation is because this little fella right here is staring out at all the outsides, just going, oh man, I can't wait to go out. And so I just love it. I think it's such a cool design. In fact, these are here's some of the original drawings that Nathan created to create this design. This is a cool totem too. Tell us about this, would you, Nate?
So this is a flying pig. A customer ordered. We'd made one last year, and I guess it was a hit, so we got another order for it. It's made out of pink box elder burl, so that's where all this contrast in color, the reds and whites come from.
That comes naturally in the wood?
Yeah, it does. It's just
not
there.
Kool-Aid you put on there. That's what I used to think it looked like, right? Kool-Aid stains or something on the carpet.
Yeah.
But I love it. This is really cool. I really love how you created the tips of the wings have the pink in them right here, and or the red, and it's just fabulous. Can you show me the ears on that again? Look at these little ears. They're just blowing in the wind, and zoom out so we'll get in focus. And I really love that left ear, how it's kind of turned and tweaked to the side. Just really cool. These are, is this the original drawing for it?
Yeah, that was the original drawing for it.
So this is the original drawing that he did. When he created the original flying pig, I freaked out. I was just like, oh my gosh, this is the cutest looking thing I've ever seen. It's really awesome. So Nathan, you do, get off your face there, a little bit too close. You do our carving, you do any complex inlays, and a lot of other inlays, as well as what else do you do?
So I machine the voice boxes as well, which might be, I think you'll talk about that a little bit later, and do flute sanding, just a variety of different things, but my main station is the carving.
Yeah, this is your home right here.
Yeah.
What's that machine behind you?
So this is a scroll saw. This is where, so...
Can you show me how you use that?
Yeah, sure. So say I have a design on here.
Well, you can show how the pig came out of there, right?
Yeah, so the pig came right out of this shape here.
So look at that. That's where the pig was sitting. I mean, the pig was always there. Just took Nathan to show the pig off.
Yeah.
So
yeah, basically, just, I don't know. Get any design, just cut it out.
So this machine I bought almost 15 years ago. It was one of the first major purchases that I made when I started making flutes professionally. And you can see the incredible tight corners he's able to turn on this scroll saw. The reason it works so well is it doesn't work off of camming arms, which is how all other scroll saws work. This scroll saw works off of a belt system that drives these cylinders right here. There's one up on top, there's one on the bottom, and those cylinders are moving straight up and down because of the belt that's in there. So he's able to cut something out that thick. Now, how thick can you cut on this thing?
About 2 inches.
Yeah, 2 inches. Yeah. So I think these machines sell for $17.50, and the guy that invented them actually ended up, he passed away from Alzheimer's a little while ago. It's a great guy, and his wife is still around and has parts and whatnot. There's also a Facebook page where you can, and a blog page where there's some folks that are supporting the machine, fortunately. But I really feel like this is the best scroll saw that's ever been built. There's just never been anything better than this as a scroll saw, and I'm thrilled we have one. But I do miss Ernie. I wish that we were able to buy that company and sell those for him or make them something. They're really awesome. All right, thank you, Nathan. Thank you. So here's some flutes that we're currently working on. These flutes right here need to have their mouthpiece put on, and that's actually what's down here. You can see this mouthpiece. Let me introduce you to Josh. Hey, Josh, can you come show me how those mouthpieces actually get affixed to the flute?
Yeah. So here we have the mouthpiece. This is what it looks like when it comes off the CNC.
So what's that thing sticking out? What's that all about?
So this here is actually going to be what goes inside the flute. And
where do you blow into it?
So the way that we're looking at it right here is this mouthpiece is the rough shape, and we're going to create a hole through here.
Okay.
And it's going to go all the way up to right here. On this one I don't have it marked out, but on these I have marked out where the hole's going to go all the way to here, and it's going to be the same size as this tongue, and that's going to go all the way in to there, and then there's going to be your smaller air hole, and that's what that's how we create it.
That allows you to blow into it, and so just to put it in the vernacular of Native American flute, what Josh is saying is this 5/8 inch tenon right here will be put into a 5/8 inch slow air chamber. So we'll create a slow air chamber that will exist in the flute all the way here, and then that tenon goes into that hole and is secured. And what that provides is an amazing amount of surface area for gluing the tenon in place. And so all of this area right here gets glue, all of this area gets glue, and so that becomes a really super secure method for mounting the totems. So what about the end caps on these?
So the end cap is a very similar way. There is a tenon that fits inside of here, and so that we have a very
hold
seamless.
it right there.
So that we have a seamless fill to the flute, so we can put our fingers in there and fill no seam in there, and
you can see how that goes all the way down in there. That's way past where you see it on the outside, right? So the outside is like maybe an inch, but inside it's like, goes in at least a 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch in there. That's pretty amazing.
So here's what the end cap will start out to be, and so this part right here is what actually goes inside, and that's our tenon. That's what.
So what you're telling me then is that this piece would line up like that and get off the. Is that correct?
Yep. So that's what we do. That will give it extra strength, and so there's no butt joints or anything.
Awesome. Can you show the CNC real quick?
Yeah.
I don't know if I don't know that that'll mount up yet, but that's all right. Well, let's just go look at it. So this is another one of our main pieces of equipment for shaping the outsides of the flute.
So let me just do an mouthpiece real quick.
Awesome. Actually, can we just do an end cap?
All right, end cap. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, perfect.
So right now I'm putting this into the chuck, and this is gonna become our end cap.
Okay.
And so normally on this machine we have David, and he's kind of our master CNC. He's really smart and intelligent. He runs this thing really well. So right now as a shop manager, I'm just kind of the pseudo CNC man, as when we need it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to load our code that we have programmed in.
This program is called Mach 3, for those of you that are into CNCing. A lot of people may think, you know, gosh, they're using a CNC to make flutes. They're not handmade. And boy, nothing could be further from the truth. The CNC creates a blank, but all the sanding, all the voicing, all the tuning, all of that's done by hand. And the CNC just does the rough cutting for us. So what's it doing right now?
So right now, it's actually adjusting the height of where the bit is. It's getting to know where the bit is in the spindle there, and so that we can be precise. You know, the CNC is just amazing how precise it can actually be, and everything is pinpoint and has. It's why the flutes turn out so well, is because everything fits so nicely.
Yeah.
in.
Yeah, it really was a huge upgrade when we went to a CNC instead of the sander and the lathe for shaping the flutes. So the bit that's in there is a 1/2 inch end mill bit. So that's it.
That's it.
Woo!
With the tendons being longer, and it definitely adds that extra strength. and
Fantastic.
stability.
I got to tell you, thank you for all you do here in the shop. Josh is, I don't think I introduced him properly when I first came up, but Josh is our shop manager, as you heard him say, and he comes from a background of
Mental health.
and you know, people that are dealing with some kind of addiction issues. The thing that I love about that background for Josh is that he has the vocabulary to communicate really complex issues that we have as people.
Yeah.
And so it makes it very easy for he and I to speak about the things that we need to communicate about.
Well, I grew up with a very patient father, and then I learned a lot from him. But as well, when I worked with the teens, I realized that they didn't know how to communicate. They didn't know how. They had so much pent-up frustrations, you know, from their childhood. A lot of them were in the foster care and stuff, and so they never really felt loved. They didn't feel like people actually listened to them. And so that was a quality that I ended up learning, and you know, is I'm forever grateful that as a manager, I can actually hear what my guys are saying, you know, and communicate that so that we have a good running business.
Yeah. So that everybody is cohesive, and yeah, he does a fabulous job. Josh, thank you so much for taking that time with us. All right. Oh, let me show you some of the other things that Josh did. So these boxes here, these organizational boxes, this was done, we were trying to get all this done in between Christmas and New Year's. It ended up taking, I think, 3 weeks to do all of this, but you can see, those of you that have been in the shop before, you know that this used to be filled with plastic bins, and it was just a nightmare. And we've got a few still. We've still got a little bit of work to do, but you can see that our wood is just way more organized. That up here we've got some logs of Osage orange drying and some walnut, and then you can see on the wall of wood. Wow, look at all that wood. Get it? Wall of wood. Wow. Anyways, so all of these woods are in a specific place. If you've been here, like I say, in the shop before, you know that this wall of wood used to be, I mean, it's a constant effort to keep it organized and keep it nice. Long term, we're not going to have the wood on, the name on each individual piece of wood, but we'll instead put the names on the on our shelf right there. This is that flame box elder that Nathan was carving. See that red streaking down through it. It's really beautiful stuff. Look at this. This blink right here is really nice. So this red in this flame box elder is caused by a bacterium, and you can see that the worms, there's some worms that got into the box elder that caused it to be more susceptible to the bacteria. And this in maple, this type of pattern like this, these streaks that come out of the holes of the worms, is called ambrosia maple. And box elder, they just call it flame maple or flame box elder. Anyways, it's a really cool wood. So we'll be doing more of those in the future. I could spend all day in here talking to you about woods. So, well, I think we're done here at Wood Sounds, showing you around. I hope that this has been a good experience for you, and have a great day.